What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and we're going to take a look at what happened in round one of our 64-team tournament on NCAA football from last year's roster, so closing out the 2023 college football season. All right, so here's the bracket from the Cotton Bowl region. We're going to go through the highlights here from round one and take a look at what happened. All right, first we start with Coastal Carolina, Michigan, a game a little bit closer than you might expect, but Michigan does win this one 35-26. Next game is going to be Kentucky against Toledo, and this was a bit of a surprise. Well, not really in terms of the seeding. Toledo, though, does take down an SEC team 40-28. Next up, we have Auburn on the road at Arizona. This one was pretty close, 25-17, Auburn on top, but Arizona going to score here. They don't get the two-point conversion, so they're down by 2, but they get a stop on defense, so now they have a chance to come down and take the lead. That pass complete. Going to get them close to field goal range, but not quite there yet. And then this run is going to get them inside the 20-yard line. They take the clock down to just a few seconds. They kick the field goal that is going to give them the lead, and they will win it 26-25. So Arizona survives a little bit of an upset scare from Auburn, but the Wildcats will advance. Next up, we've got Oklahoma State really winning big against Virginia Tech. This score was a bit of a surprise, but the Cowboys win big. Oregon taking on Wyoming. Upset alert here. Wyoming on top, 31 to 24, but a touchdown there from Oregon will tie the game up. Wyoming, they come down. They score. Back and forth we go. Again, the Cowboys looking to pull off a massive upset. Now Bo Nix on the run here. Just over 2 minutes to play in the ball game. He will run it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon. And we go to overtime. First up, Oregon with the ball. Nix throws to the end zone. That's caught for a touchdown. Can Wyoming answer back? 4th down and goal. They're going to try to run it, and they get stuffed. Oregon's defense ready for that one, and they make the stop, and the Ducks will survive in overtime, 45-38. Very close game there. Texas A&M taking down Troy, 40-16. Again, based on the seeding, this was an upset, but I don't think anyone's surprised by Texas A&M beating Troy. Next, we've got Missouri and UTSA. Another potential upset brewing here. As you see, Missouri with a touchdown pass to take the lead. It's 24-21, and then Brady Cook will run it in. Missouri up by 10. UTSA has kind of blown this lead, but they come back and they score with just under 2 minutes to play, and now they just need to stop, but they're not going to get it. Schrader runs it for the first down, and Missouri will hold on, 34-28. Tigers avoid the upset. Next up, we've got Iowa State at Clemson, 45-24. This was kind of a crazy game. So Iowa State's down big, and then they go for the onside kick, and they recover. And so all of a sudden, they've got a chance to make this a 7-point game. Not a lot of time, but they do score. They get the touchdown here. Could they get the onside kick again? Well, no, they couldn't. So Clemson recovers, but almost a crazy finish there. Clemson will survive, 45-38. All right, so at the end of the first round here in the Cotton Bowl region, you see Michigan advancing. They'll play Toledo, Arizona, Oklahoma State. Oregon will advance to play Texas A&M. Missouri versus Clemson coming up in round 2. Should be some really good games there, as we really first round was really good. We go to the Peach Bowl region now, and we'll take a look at what happened in the first round here. As you see some good games potentially in the first round. We'll start with Boston College, Alabama. 27-14, Alabama wins this one. It's kind of a lower scoring game. The Crimson Tide will advance fairly easily. Next we got Kansas and Utah. Kansas up 24-18. On a third down, they come up just short, and they decided to punt. So Utah with the ball. Not much time left, but they're going to score. And Keithy makes the touchdown catch. Utah will win it 25-24. Kansas with the lead late, but they blew it there. All right, next we got Memphis versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame on top, 17-16. They'll score to go up by 8. And now Memphis with it late in the third quarter. They're going to score. So they have a chance to go for 2 and tie this one up. Going with the old toss play, and they will pick up the 2-point conversion. So we're tied at 24. Good game going here. Notre Dame on 3rd down and 4. They get stuffed. Memphis gets the ball back. They use a whole bunch of clock, and they come down inside the 10-yard line with a chance to possibly pull off the upset, and they'll get the touchdown. Notre Dame running out of time. Hartman going to throw it about as far as he can, and it's complete, but he's not going to get anywhere near the end zone, and Memphis pulls off the shocker, 31-24. Biggest upset, I guess, of the first round so far. Rutgers playing Oregon State next. This one goes to overtime. Oregon State with the ball here, and they will not, or excuse me, Rutgers with the ball. They get stopped, and so they have to kick a field goal. So it's 27-24, Rutgers on top. Now Oregon State has a chance to win it, and they will do just that. DJ Uyunglele runs it in, and the Beavers win it 30-27 in overtime. So Oregon State will advance. Next game we've got Florida State winning pretty big, but, well, really not that big. Only by 10 points over San Jose State, but it is a win for the Seminoles. Next, how about UCF beating James Madison 37-17. UCF very impressive in their first game. Syracuse now playing Penn State. Katron Allen runs it in as Penn State's up in this one 16-13. And Syracuse, terrible clock management. They come down. They could have kicked the field goal. They didn't use their timeout, and they wind up blowing this one. So Penn State will win. And then Tennessee beating Texas Tech 54-36. Big win there for the Vols. So let's take a look at the first round results. And the next round matchups will be Alabama, Utah, Memphis. We'll go try to pull off another upset against Oregon State, Florida State, UCF. That'll be a fun one. And then Penn State, Tennessee. That one has a lot of potential as well. All right, so now we go to the Rose Bowl region as you take a look at the matchups here in the first round. Some other potential good games coming. Let's start with Fresno State and Washington. 47-9 here. Washington will win big. Not really a surprise with the offense that they have. Next, we go to Maryland on the road, beating West Virginia 38-17. Not surprised they won, but surprised that they won by that much. Next, Ole Miss, Northwestern. Ole Miss up by 7. Northwestern not going to go away. Ben Bryant runs it in, and now the defense for Northwestern looking for a stop, and they're going to get it. So all of a sudden, this is a potential upset here. Northwestern with the ball. Bryant throws, and it's intercepted. Maybe no upset today as Ole Miss gets the big turnover. But what would they do with it? Well, on 3rd and long, they get stuffed, and they lose yardage. It's 4th and 13. They have to punt. Northwestern gets the ball back. 3rd and 9 here. Bryant throws it complete, and all of a sudden they're down around the 30-yard line with a chance to maybe win this game. Here we go, a game-winning field goal potentially. Well, still some time left. So Ole Miss with it, 4th down and long, trying to keep their drive alive. And Northwestern's defense coming up big. They get to stop. And another big upset. Northwestern upsets Ole Miss 37-34. Next, NC State takes down Boise State 27-16. Next game, we've got Ohio State winning big over UNLV 52-20 in this one, as the Buckeyes will advance. Next, we've got Duke playing Miami, Ohio. And I actually messed up here. This was, I think, supposed to be a home game for Miami of Ohio. I got the home and away mixed up. But it may not matter because Miami of Ohio is winning, and they're up 41-35, and they can't seem to get a stop as they pick up a first down here, and they run the clock out, and they win this game. Miami of Ohio beats Duke. How about the MAC getting another big win, 41-35. Oklahoma just steamrolled Air Force 51-0. So a big win there for the Sooners. Next, we've got SMU hosting UCLA 35-31. That pass is caught for the touchdown. UCLA takes the lead, 38-35. SMU trying to answer back. Not much time. 4th down. They get stuffed, and UCLA's defense was ready for that one. And the Bruins will advance, so an upset there, 38-35. An 11 seed wins, and then again we saw a 13 seed win. So a couple of upsets here in the Rose Bowl region, and some great matchups potentially in the second round with Oklahoma, UCLA, Washington, Maryland, Northwestern. Can they keep it going? Can they upset NC State? Well, we move now to the Sugar Bowl region, our final region. And you see the matchups here. We'll start with Ohio going on the road to face Texas in this game. Not a blowout. Not a whole lot of, big blowouts. Even some of these games where you expect an easy win, they're kind of close. USC actually beat Miami more than that. 43-20, Trojans win. And then here's another blowout we did have. LSU taking down Cal 42-3 with that offense that the Tigers have. Iowa hosting Georgia Tech next. That'll be a touchdown as the Hawkeyes take the lead, 34-27. Now Georgia Tech with it. They go to the end zone. That's caught for the touchdown. So we're tied at 34. We go to overtime. Both teams kicked a field goal, so overtime number 2, Iowa with the ball. They will run it in for the touchdown. So they're looking for a stop to win this one. Georgia Tech trying to keep this game alive. They'll run for it, and they'll get into the end zone. So we go to overtime number 3. Georgia Tech gets it first this time, and they fumble the football. Iowa's defense coming up with a huge turnover. Now they can win it with any score here. They're going to the end zone. Wide open touchdown. Iowa will survive 50-44 in triple overtime. Big, huge win there for the Hawkeyes. App State going on the road to face Georgia next. as they will score here to actually climb back in this game. Felt like Georgia's going to run away with it, but App State pulls within 5. The problem for them, they couldn't get a stop when they needed to. Georgia able to pick up some first downs here to run the clock out. How about on 2nd and 1 here, another first down. So again, when Georgia had to have it, App State just couldn't stop them. So 24-19, the final score here. Bulldogs will advance. Next, we've got North Carolina going on the road to face Tulane. 38-26, Tulane with the ball. North Carolina with the ball. They'll score the touchdown there to pull within 5. And they're going to go onside kick, and they won't get it. So Tulane, boy, those colors, when you see Tulane in that blue, the colors, that's very confusing. Anyways, Tulane wins it 38-33, and they will advance. Louisville beats South Alabama 33-23. A lot of games where these teams won by 10 points. Next, we've got Kansas State hosting Wisconsin. Wildcats will score a touchdown there. It's 26-14. Wisconsin not going to go away. Mordecai runs it in. It's a one-score game. Kansas State with it. 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down to run this clock out, and they would. A big conversion there, and the Wildcats will advance. 26-21, the final score in this one. So you take a look at this region, and we saw really no upsets. No upsets in this region. It was kind of calm. The favorites won, and we have some great matchups for the next round. Texas versus USC, Louisville, Kansas State, even Georgia, Tulane could be interesting. So the round 2 shaping up to be pretty exciting.